Hi everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another edition of Movie Talk. And this week's movie is Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Following the Battle of New York, Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, is living quietly in Washington, D.C., trying to adjust to modern life. But when a S.H.I.E.L.D. colleague is attacked, Steve is caught in a web of intrigue that threatens the entire world. Now, Captain America, Black Widow, and the Falcon must join forces to overthrow their insidious enemies' most mysterious and powerful weapon yet, the Winter Soldier. Okay, highlights of the movie. This movie was made back in 2014, so it's a few years after the first Captain America movie. And the movie itself takes place 3 years after the events of Avengers. This is a superhero film which was produced by Marvel Entertainment. And it is the second Captain America film, the first one being Captain America, the First Avenger. It's also the 9th movie in the Avengers franchise, the first 8 being in order of release: Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the First Avengers, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, and Thor: Dark World. Okay, things I loved about this movie. First off, I really like the characters. Now, I'm not your hardcore Marvel fan. I'm fairly confident that there are other people out there who know way more about Marvels than I do. I actually work with 2 of them. But I do know enough to be able to follow the movies and the TV shows fairly good. I mean, I still have questions and I do get confused with some of the alliances and whatnot, but I know who's who, basically. I know the big players. I know them. So there is that. Am I an expert in the Marvel Universe? No, I am not. I am probably nowhere near being an expert. I am probably a novice, as I don't really watch all the TV shows. I've never really read the comics. I've only really read one Marvel comic, and that was a Spider-Man comic, and that was because my best friend in high school actually suggested it and talked about it a lot, and I kind of wanted to be on the same page when we talked. But I do know the characters. I do know Captain America. I do know Falcon, and I do know Black Widow. I know them from some of the newer shows, as well as from Ultimate Avengers. Well, I don't know Falcon from Ultimate Avengers, but I do know Captain America and Black Widow from Ultimate Avengers, and Ultimate Avengers 2, Rise of the Black Panther, which was really my first introduction to them. But I do know a little, I know a little bit about them, so seeing them as live-action characters, especially since everything else I've seen them in was animation, I really like that. I love the costume designs. The costume design for Falcon was just amazing. I don't really want to give away any spoilers on his outfit, in case you haven't seen the movie. But really good. And I really like the character interaction, particularly between Steve and Falcon, aka Sam, and Steve and Natasha, aka the Black Widow. I also like that they introduced a new, fairly prominent Marvel character, which is Falcon. I was wondering when he was going to pop up, and he popped up in this movie. This was his debut movie, so I really liked that. And you have to understand the dynamics. Sam is in the military. He was in the military. And Cap, or Steve, whichever you want to call him, was also in the military. So they kind of bonded on that, how they're both military people. I think Sam was actually in the Air Force, but if I'm wrong, or at least in this movie, but if I'm wrong, I apologize. And so they kind of bonded over that. And then, of course, Steve and Natasha actually worked together back in the Avengers, and apparently have kept in touch. And they have a different relationship, but it's just as relaxed and natural as his relationship with Sam. He and Sam can just talk about anything. Sam's trying to get him caught up in the modern world, and I think Cap finds Sam actually very refreshing, because he's not someone involved in S.H.I.E.L.D. who's trying to help him. He's somebody completely different, doesn't have any agenda. He's just a nice guy who's trying to help him adjust. And they actually have some common ground, which is the military, that they can talk about. Not that he probably doesn't feel that way with Natasha. He knows he can trust her. He fought the Chitauri invasion in the Battle of New York alongside her, and Tony, and Bruce, and Thor, and Hawkeye. So he knows he can trust her, even if she is a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, he's a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. basically as well. And they have a very relaxed relationship. In fact, the first time that we see, or right before we see Sam as Falcon, they're talking to a person, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but basically they do this thing to make him talk, and this is like just before Sam reveals, they reveal the Falcon costume for Sam. And Steve and Natasha are talking, and Natasha's trying to find a girlfriend for him, or help him find a girlfriend, I think. And she's like, well, what about this girl, but down the hall, from his apartment building? He's like, oh yeah, well, there was something wrong with her. And so they're just talking like casual friends, which is something I really liked about that. The dynamics there. And then again, the dynamic with Sam, I also liked. But moving on, because I could talk about the characters all day. I really liked the story. That was my second thing I liked about it. This is a continuation of Captain America's story. It is a continuation of the Marvel story, as we have two already classified Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. agents within, multiple S.H.I.E.L.D. agents within the episode. And then we also have a new potential Avenger in this episode as well. I mean, by the end of the episode, Sam is not an Avenger yet. He will be, and we will talk about that when we get to the movie where he becomes an Avenger. But at this point, he is not an Avenger just yet. But they did a really nice job. They did some throwbacks to the first movie, Captain America, the First Avenger. They did some linkage to that. They did some stuff with some of the other projects they're doing. They set it up for the other movies that are coming, that were coming out and will eventually come out. So it was really good. It was a standalone movie that still tied in with the franchise. So I did like that. I love franchises. They're great. They're wonderful. But I also love it when studios do franchises, but the movies they do that are part of the franchises are standalone movies. I do like that a lot. The third thing I loved about this movie is that it does tie in with the latter half of season 1 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I don't want to get too much into that, as we will be talking about that in my TV Talk videos on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But this movie does tie in with that, and I did like that. I also liked how there was a link to Marvel's Agent Carter, even though at the time the movie came out, Agent Carter wasn't even in the process of being made yet. I think that TV show came out as filler between the first and second halves of season 2 and season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But there still is a link to that, and it's also a link to the original movie as well. So I did like that as well. Okay, cast. This movie had an amazing cast of characters. These are the important ones, whether or not they had big scenes or not. These are the characters I felt that were important, and of course the actors or actresses who played them. We had Chris Evans returning to play Steve Rogers / Captain America, and Scarlett Johansson returning as Natasha Romanoff, and if I misspelled her name, I apologize, / the Black Widow, and Samuel L. Jackson returning as director Nick Fury, and I'm sorry I forgot to capitalize the L there, and Peggy Carter briefly Haley Atwell, briefly returning as Peggy Carter. They did wonderful makeup effect on her to make her look 75 years older. So phenomenal makeup job on her as well. And then she also had a scene where she was younger, where you're in the Captain America exhibit at some museum or something, and she's being interviewed on camera, and it's obviously 75 years ago, and so she has the younger shot as well in that movie. And then we have 2 new characters. Well, I think one of them's a new character. I could be wrong. We have Anthony Mackie, I believe is how you say his last name, as Sam Wilson / Falcon, one of my favorite Marvel characters, and Bucky Burns / the Winter Soldier, being played by Sebastian Stan. Don't know if he was the same actor who played Bucky in the first Captain America movie or not. I'd have to actually look back at my Captain America video, or my first Captain America video. But if he is, I apologize for saying he's a new actor. Again, these are the important ones. I tried to find the person who played the villain. I couldn't. Unfortunately, I could only get so much, and then there was like they had like a bunch of other people playing S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Mara Hill. Despite the fact that this ties in with the events of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we do not see any of the actors from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in this movie, which was slightly disappointing. I would have liked to have at least... Obviously, we couldn't see Coulson, as Captain America has to believe that Coulson died before the Battle of New York, but I would have liked to have seen maybe Ward, or Fitzsimmons, or Skye, or May in this movie, even if it was just a cameo. Didn't happen, but just to tie in a little more with what was going on with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., just because the movie and this movie and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show at this point in time, actually, when this movie came out, did kind of link up to each other, but I guess the writers and producers had different ideas. Okay, question of the week. How did you like that they tied in some of the movie with the events of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and did a link to Agent Carter? Please leave your answers in the comment section. Also, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Please like and subscribe if you are watching this on YouTube, and like and share if you are watching it on Facebook. Also, feel free to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. I do have my names for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note, all pictures seen within this video belong to their respective artists. I own absolutely nothing. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. feel free to check out my related Marvels videos. My other movie talk videos. My movie talk special edition videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, two things I'd like to touch on. First off, my movie talk videos on Van Helsing, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, and Spooky Buddies, and my movie talk birthday special edition video on The Lion King are exclusively on my Facebook page as of the posting of this video. I am doing re-uploads to YouTube for these 4 videos. However, they will not be uploaded until October. Reason being, Van Helsing and Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters are Halloween-ish movies, while Spooky Buddies is a Halloween movie. So to me, it only makes sense to do the re-uploads of these videos in October, which is when Halloween is. As for The Lion King, it is a birthday special edition video. So again, it only makes sense to me to do the re-upload of that particular special edition video on my actual birthday, which just happens to be in October. So for those of you watching on YouTube, I will get those videos re-uploaded. You just have to be patient, as I did give you my reason why I am delaying the re-upload of those videos. Until then, you can feel free to check them out on my Facebook page. Also, TV talk on Star Wars, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Dragons are now being posted both to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. Other TV talk videos are being posted on my Facebook page. Now, this is now, if you want to check out any of the TV Talk videos I am doing a TV video on that are not being posted to YouTube, or my backlog videos of Star Wars, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Dragons that are exclusively to my Facebook page, you can feel free to check them out on my Facebook page. I will have the link in the description section. And just to make it a little easier on you, here are a list of all the TV Talk videos I've either done, or TV Talk shows I've either done videos on, or I'm currently doing videos on. As always, thank you for watching and have a very nice day.